what should you do when you lose momentum? When you fall off track, when there was something that you wanted to do and you just completely stopped, maybe for a week, for a month, for a year, and you're back at square one, and you're asking yourself, okay, this feels again like I'm starting all over. Because essentially in your mind, you are starting all over. This is how I'm feeling now. I have gotten a little bit of momentum creating content for like 2-3 weeks, and then I fell off for like 1.5 or 2 weeks, and now I'm back at the point where I'm facing so much resistance sitting down to record, and I'm aware that what I'm recording is probably so bad and nobody will care. And but the answer, I think, is to just go through that. Like, if you fall off track, you only get back on track by getting back on track. And it feels really bad, and that is not a sign that you're doing the wrong thing. And this is me speaking to myself right here. But I think this is one of the big reasons why it is so hard to lose momentum, because it then feels like we're doing the wrong thing by getting back into it. In general, resistance is a very tricky thing, because the thing that we kind of know we should do, it feels like the wrong thing. We feel punished in the moment for doing the thing. And I want to dive deeper into this and understand it more, because I'm trying to view things more through this behaviorist lens that people like Hormozy, for example, talk about, and that to me resonates a lot, and that has been very useful to try to look at behavior, look at someone's actions, look at how you can define words more clearly and how you can make things more clear overall. And one example of this would be diving into why something feels so bad. So for example, me sitting down to record, why would I feel so anxious and so much resistance about sitting down and talking to the camera, posting it, and most likely not a single person will ever see this. So why would I be so concerned about this? And especially when you have something where you know, at least in theory, that the potential upside to starting to create content, starting to develop the skill set, which I think ultimately is the essential point here. My goal is not to create some content that is then really good and gets me whatever results. My goal is to develop the skill set through this practice to then be able to do something more useful with it, to create something of higher quality. And so essentially, if I reframe it this way, then creating and going through this process of just talking to the camera, just trying to find interesting things to talk about, find unique angles, find things where I can actually share from lived experience and package that in a way where it is interesting and where someone can get some sort of benefit from it. This is a very important skill set, and talking in a persuasive way and all of the little things and sub skills that are related to content creation, they are very useful in any case, no matter really what you do, as long as you're kind of in the world of business, even outside of business, even in your personal and social life, those skills are useful. But particularly in the world of business, this skill set has so many different situations where it comes in handy. And so it really is a no-brainer, but I think it comes down to this feeling of punishment. And if I dive into it more specifically, it is probably most likely embarrassment, and the idea that if I create something that is bad and I share it with the world, then perhaps I'm thinking that other people think that I'm thinking that this is good. Honestly, I would imagine that a lot of the resistance to starting to create content comes from that. That you think that if someone sees this, they will think that you think that this is actually good. And I think, sure, some people are delusional about what they're creating and then get good because they just don't care. I think that is very powerful. But I think many people are aware that what they're doing is not good. Same with someone learning an instrument, learning to draw, really learning any new skill. You're usually very aware that you suck at what you're doing. But for some reason, with content, it feels different. And maybe that is because we are basically posting it for the world. It would be most likely similar if I, and maybe that's a good analogy, if I gave a concert on the piano and I'm just learning to play piano and then I'm wondering that people are like, hey, this is shit. So it kind of makes sense that people think, okay, if you post this, then you expect this to be worth the viewer's time. And so why are you posting dog shit? So I guess it is valid criticism. But then again, you need to start somewhere. And so that's why I'm back on the horse. And I think I should also be more deliberate about it. Because just sitting here, just talking to the camera will not lead to the improvement that I'm looking for. I notice that I'm already getting a little bit better at speaking to the camera, but I'm still not very good. And I think the main problem still is that I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say, and that I just drift from one idea to the next, and I'm just kind of rambling. So these videos are kind of rambly. So maybe a way to start improving more is to focus more on something that I want to say. I've started to do that a little bit, where I don't just start talking about random shit, but I'm starting to focus a little bit more on a specific topic. But I think I should be more deliberate. And I hope that nobody is seeing this, because I'm realizing it's such a waste of time to see this or to watch this. But then at the same time, it will be interesting to look back at it, and I just need to start somewhere. So I'm posting this. And honestly, to go back to Hormozi and his frames for understanding the world, I've never really used that frame much, of basically zooming out and being like, okay, even if the 10 people that are closest to me all see this and they all think, okay, this is cringe and dog shit, then it doesn't really change anything. This was an insight I had a few years ago when it came to kind of the social life in general, realizing that others' judgment has no real impact on your life or on your situation or on you, on your self-worth. So basically, for example, if you approach someone and, like, let's say I approach a woman, I want to talk to her, I want to maybe ask her out, and she's not interested. This doesn't say anything about me. It says something about me, but it doesn't change anything about my life or my value as a person, even though I kind of cringe at the phrase of self-worth or value. But then again, this is kind of what it is, right? Like, if we get rejected in some way, and I guess if you post something, to bring this back to content, if you post something and nobody sees it, nobody watches it, then you are being rejected, in a sense. Your creation, and saying that this video is a creation is a stretch, but the thing you posted, if nobody sees it, it's being rejected. And in a sense, you are being rejected as a creator. And then if someone sees it and then tells you it's shit, you're also being rejected. So anyway, I'm drifting away. I'm ending this now because this is not going to get any better. So to nobody watching, I wish you a great day, and I see you tomorrow.